What's going on, y'all? So listen. What's going on, y'all? So we are back for the finale of season 2 of Pose. This is season 2, episode 10, In My Heels, and it was a good episode. It was a booty. It was a beautiful episode to me. Okay, I love the way that it came full circle at the end. And it felt like a finale episode. Everybody's storyline closed out good enough for me. They did what they had to do, okay? We see when we first see, and the episode was an hour and a half long, girl. I was like, oh, so y'all crunching all this stuff in here. How y'all gonna tap these storylines? What's gonna happen? Okay. Um, we see Blanca, she's in the house by herself and she's doing an appointment. So Blanca then took her business. She didn't let that get her down. The fact that, the actual storefront burnt down. Um she went on ahead and did some stuff in her own in her house, okay? And that's what we see happening to this day, okay? People been doing hair in their own house, people do nails in their own house, people do a lot of stuff in their own place, until they can get that money to get an actual storefront and to open up businesses, that way. You know what I'm saying? As long as you got your license and you qualified to do it, I guess you could do what you got to do. Okay, some of y'all be doing shit underhand, but I ain't gonna say that out loud. I put that under my breath. And after her client leave, as we looking at Blanca, I was sitting here like, what in the world is going on? Bitch, I look rough. Blanca, you look rougher. I said, what's going on? What is happening? Because she just looked so drained. She looked drained as ever. And I was like, wait a minute. Now, see, I'm tired. I know why I'm tired. Okay, girl, what is happening with you? Your color is not there. You look tired. You're coughing. And then Pray Tell pops up. And it was like, this is only for customers and all this stuff. Girl, I'm here for you. And they hugged and kissed and all that stuff. And I was like, oh, I'm so glad that they made up. But when Blanca started talking, her voice is raspier than it usually is. And I'm sitting here like, clear that out. What's going on? She coughing, she drinking water. Her whole stance was just like something ain't right. Pray tell telling her everything that's been going on with him. Come to find out, him and Ricky still together, y'all. Him and Ricky still together, okay? And come to find out, they have not spoken and seen each other in 8 to 9 months. I said, you mean to tell me y'all let that argument go on that long? You know what that was? Two people that was bullheaded, and they both knew that they touched each other buttons and pushed each other buttons, and one didn't want to cave first, okay? But in actuality, they both read each other. Pray tell, technically speaking, was in the wrong because of the whole situation with Ricky. So he had to be the one to step up, and I'm so glad that he did step up. They talked, and we found out that Ricky and him, they have this little situationship where they're together. There's no really that many constraints on it. The sex is good, of course, and he gave Ricky a freaking key to the house where he can go as he please. And I'm sitting here like, come again. This whole Ricky situation, y'all forcing it on us because we weren't ready. It's cute or whatever, but I'm still trying to adjust to it. And the fact is, we see this a lot of time, whether it's heterosexual relationships or, gay relationships or whatever. We see, the age difference happening all the time. So it's not really that shock, but it's just the two characters that you never would have thought would have went together. That's what it is for me. Okay. And Blanca's talking about how, she moved her business into her place and all of this stuff and what's going on with Damien. He's overseas and, he's doing well. Angel's doing well. All of this. And at one point, Pray Tell just, she started coughing and Pray Tell is looking like you're not feeling well. You're not doing good. Bitch, don't tell me. Yes, I did. I'm over summer. You want to know why? Mosquito bite. I have one on my arm right here and one on my elbow, and then I have another one on my elbow, this elbow right here. Girl, I am over it. I've been beat up so many times. I guess it's, to make up for last year because I only got 2 last year. Okay, I got 10 times as many this year. I'm over it. But anyway, Blanca is not feeling well. Pray Tell sees that. And I just love their friendship. I love their friendship, the way they embrace, the way they cry when they, first saw each other. The fact that he can see that something is going on and did not just, brush it off and let her figure it out herself. He got her to the hospital. Come to find out, Blanca has pneumonia. I'm sitting here and I'm looking. She has pneumonia because when it comes to HIV, AIDS related, sicknesses and illnesses that comes along with it, most people, a lot of people, I ain't gonna say most, but a lot of people don't necessarily die from the virus. They die from things that they got, like a cold, or mostly that's really common is pneumonia, and their immune system is trying to fight it off, and it's already weakened by this virus. So, they're susceptible to all these diseases and stuff. So, it was just like that scene when they was in the hospital, and she wanted to, Pray Tell to get her notebook and to read her will, and leaving her clothes to Angel, leaving her music and boombox to Pray Tell, and leaving, what did she leave Damon? Her cookbook. And then she wanted to leave Poppy Electra her wig that she first saw her in. I thought that was cute and funny. And she wanted to leave Poppy Tippy. Tippy was supposed to be the dog that she wanted to get. Okay. And Pray Tell was like, you need to leave him something else. Okay. And she said, leave him, as he was writing it down. Poppy, I leave to you my journals. You're a hustler. I want you to go make some stories out of these. I was like, that whole scene just had me on. I'm sitting there, they crying with each other. I said, this is too much. This is too much. Y'all said, girl, y'all finna get this finale. This a finale. Okay. Fast forward, Pray Tell reading the newspaper about I might skip some stuff or whatever that really wasn't important, but he reads in the newspaper that Frederica got arrested. Okay. Frederica Patty LaPone ass and got herself arrested because it was a witness that saw her freaking torch that place, okay? And then she in the jail talking about the reason why they got me back here with no bail and stuff like that, and they want to charge me with this stuff and with that stuff, is because I'm a woman. We need to be out here doing what we want to do. I'm a strong, independent woman, and they don't want to see that. She was making some good points. We ain't here just to stay at home. We not here just to watch the kids anymore and just to cook your dinner and, ask you and worry about how you feeling, and not being worried about how ourselves are feeling, the women are feeling in the family, whatever. No, we not here for that. We out here doing it big for ourselves or whatever, and y'all not ready to see that. We have to remember that this is at the 1991, okay? And more women are trying to come more into the workforce and become more independent, and things are still in the process of trying to change. The societal shift is still happening. So I thought that was a good little scene, even though the bitch deserved it. Okay, no, girl, you was in there because you did what you did, and you know what you did. And then when she was going on that tirade about women or whatever, she was like, I'm up here trying to be an example to women, showing them how they can be independent and they can be business owners. And the only thing that I regret, and if I should go to jail for and do time for, I should do time for trying to bring another woman down by fucking up her business. I said, wait a minute. Did you just acknowledge Blanca and meant that shit as a woman? I said, oh, the mighty's falling, and now we see what we did wrong. And I knew something was gonna change in her. I knew she felt it when they did the cabaret, and she was Blanca was telling her story, and the way her face changed. Okay, she felt guilty a little bit, but it wasn't guilty enough for her not to do what she did, because for her the power and the status and the money came first. Okay, fuck your feelings. All right, we don't care about that. All right, it's about my status and it's about me. That's how Patty LaPone, aka Frederica, was. Okay, moving on from that, the girls, Electra, had a little conversation with Pray Tell when Pray Tell called up all the family, I should say, all the family to come and be on the watch for Blanca while she's in the hospital. Of course, Electra is in there. She's being Electra, okay? She's being about herself, but she's also being about Blanca because that's her daughter. Truth be told, that's her favorite daughter, okay? And she's being very overprotective, but I like that thing. I like that part about her, when she becomes overly concerned about people, and she goes out her way, steps out herself a little bit, and Elektra and Pray Tell, they going back and forth about how the categories are going in the balls these days, and apparently Blanca hasn't been there in a while. And because the House of Evangelista, she practically shut it down because Angel and Poppy is out the house. Damon is overseas doing what he has to do. So, and she's sick, whatever. So she just shut it down for a moment. And then Elektra hasn't been at the balls either, mostly because of the categories that are being done are mostly towards the men, okay, and not the women. And the judging panels, they're not diverse. It's not feminine people up there. It's just butch, or the men. Okay, that's what they call it, the men and the women. It's mostly being judged by men, and they're trying to create that diversity. And it is so funny how they bring in the subjects that are going on today, like we need diversity, we need equalities amongst the sexes or whatever. Yes, we know that these are trans women, and all that, but the same thing applied if that is as if they were biological women. It's the same thing that is going on, the man versus woman, woman versus man, equality of the sexes and stuff like that, and diversity. They just want to see that. And so they challenge the men to do, to dress up as trade places with the women for once, okay? And Pray Tell brought it up to the council, and they approved it. We see Elektra trying to give them tips on walking and everything. When old boy was standing there walking, and she said, "Come on, bow-legged Lou." I said, "Wait a minute!" And if you don't know who bow-legged Lou is, look it up, okay? Because you young. You young. I give y'all a little pass because some of y'all young or whatever. I forget I ain't in my 20s no more. Okay. Girl, let me tell y'all something. I was scrolling on Facebook last night, and it was a video to Hit Me Baby One More Time. This girl did a remix. Basically, how was I supposed to know when I turned 30? My knees was going to be aching and all this stuff. Baby, I said, you are preaching to the choir. Read my whole life. Anyway, moving on from that, the other one with the locks, when he was just tippy-toeing off. That was so funny. Okay. And then of course Lamar, he had to come out and do what he do. He did his thing, and then Cubby came out. She ain't had no notes for Lamar, but she had some notes for Cubby. Your walking, everything was good, but your face looked constipated. Fix that, okay? And Pray Tell tried to do it. Ricky did it. He did okay. She just told him to elongate her neck and his neck or whatever. When Ricky gets up there, nobody gave a problem and an issue about walking in the heels, because that's what they was doing. They was walking in heels except for Ricky. And he basically threw a little tantrum and left. And I mean, not Ricky, but Pray Tell. Pray Tell goes out. Ricky goes after him. And he's like, "You got this, baby." I said, "Wait a minute." He said that at the end at the ball. Baby, what? You got this, baby? I said, I'm still trying to get used to it. Baby, why I feel like by the time season 3 comes, they going to be broken up. Okay? There is a shelf life on gay relationships, and I'm not talking about just men and women. I'm talking about, men and men. I'm talking about women too. Okay? There is a shelf life, but lesbians be together a little bit longer, but bitch, sometimes that's a hit or miss too. Okay? Girl, that's because, lesbians like to shack up like the next day. Okay? The next day we moving in. I don't understand that. I ain't with that shit, bitch. But okay. Moving on, they call it U-hauling. Okay. But the first time I ever heard about that was on Quiz Folks. But anyway, yes. What else is going on? So Ricky go out there and talk to Pray Tell. Basically, Pray Tell, he's struggling. It's the same thing that he told Candy when her ghost or her spirit came back to him at her funeral. Candy was the reason why he got into it so much with Candy, because Candy was not afraid to be who she was, and he was, and we get the little story about his childhood and how, his father basically didn't want a son that was gay and called him too soft, and then used to slap him and hit him and beat him and, punch him and all that stuff because he didn't want a gay son. And so that forced him to hide who he was. And, Ricky sitting here like, I have feminine qualities and I can be butch and I can be feminine and it's okay. I love that little scene, and it was just like the young teaching the old. And it was a nice little contrast. It was a nice little flip to it. I loved it. Moving on, what else is going this whole situation with Blanca. Let's just get Blanca stuff out the way. Not Blanca, Angel. Angel has not booked a gig in a couple of months. She trying to understand why. So she goes down there to Miss Ford, and Miss Ford was in a meeting with two other women, and so Miss Ford was basically like, "Word is getting around that you aren't who you say you are." Okay, I had a client who heard some things and said that I wanted a girl, not a drag. I wanted you to book a woman, not a drag queen. Okay, that's what I did not want. I did not want a drag queen. Angel looking like, wait a minute, what? Come to find out, at one of her last shoots, this guy clocked her. Okay, another gay man clocked her. This gay man, and see, this is the problem that I have with some people within our own community, the LGBT community, because especially with gay men, I don't like the messiness. And he was messy as hell. And I'm sorry to, if this not pertaining to you, but most of y'all understand where I'm coming from with the messiness, the messy gays and the cool gays. I don't like the messy gays, especially the extremely messy ones. And he was messy. He was hating. And we see it all the time. People do it within our community all the time. And it's like that in the lesbian world too. Okay? I just don't understand, why must you hate and not be happy for the next person? I just don't get that. That man literally clocked her and had to put her tea out there that he saw her at the ball, dancing walking in realness or whatever, femme realness, and then went up there and told old girl. Okay, so now what was the point? Because you hating because she out here doing what you couldn't do, getting recognition for her looks and, all of that. What was the point? And most of the time there is no point. It's just pure hate and pure nastiness. And he was nasty and he was wrong for that. And when Angel Block broke down, that really hurt me. I was sitting here like, because she didn't deserve it. She was out there trying to be herself, and Miss Ford tried to understand what was going on, and she was saying that's the reason why I let you stay, because you were trying to be yourself. I get that, but clients are pulling out and they don't want to work with you. And this is based off a true story. This is based off a true, I think her name was Grace Taylor Norman or something like that. This is based off a true story that happened. Career went down because she got found out that she wasn't a biological woman. Okay, and that was really sad. Somebody hating like that. And so of course Poppy finds out what was going on, and they had a little touching moment where he was just saying, you still gonna be somebody, okay? Don't even worry about it. This put the battery in Poppy's back to be like, listen, I'm finna be your manager. I'm finna be this talent scout too, okay? I'm finna start booking girls here and there that look just like, that are us. People that, be out there on the piers. People that be on the streets, and, people who are trans and stuff like that. He was here for it and I was here for it too. I said, look at this little ambitious ass man. Like, Poppy is the ideal man. Like, ooh, girl. And it just scares me when I think about Poppy's situation, because of course they go down to Miss Ford and convinces her that he want to do this little talent scouting, agency. She said, I'll give you 2 weeks if you book a client. Then I'll put some invest in your little business. He was trying to get the other girls. He did eventually book a client, and that was Angel. He booked her to do a video commercial for a beverage over in Berlin. And she was like, do they know? What if they find out? Because at first she was like, oh, that's cool. But then the excitement went away because she just had flashbacks to what happened about her being clocked. And he was like, the name of the company is Fidelity, okay? And that means truth and loyalty, okay? And that's what I gave them. So they know. They know. All right. I said, oh, God. And you know, they got down on each other's knees and they proposed to each other. And it was a beautiful scene when he gave her that monologue saying, you know, you up here in the clouds and I just feel so fortunate to be up there with you, you know. I'm gonna float up there with you and all this stuff. And he was crying. I'm sitting here like, I want to say that to somebody one day. Like, I really want to feel that and be like, baby, you are everything. You are my life. No, you are everything, and I just love you. That's on life, okay? Girl, you know I had to switch that up. You are my life. Let me shut up before I get myself in trouble. Anyway, I can spit some words. I can spit some words. I ain't gonna give y'all none tonight, okay? It's late. It's late. But anyway, what was going on? What scares me about Poppy's character is because we see his flaws a little bit, but we also see he is a good person and kind-hearted and very passionate and very genuine. And it scares me that he's doing all of these nice things and he's saying all the right things, that something is going to break that up in season 3. Like in season 3, something's going to come through and mess it all up. Like I'm just waiting for the shoe to drop, because is it really somebody that's really, you know, he's a little bit too perfect. He's a little bit too perfect. I know we done seen a lot of messed up stuff, and so you can't help but think it, but I know I'm not the only one that was thinking it. Girl, I need to probably get a little line. Y'all see all this new growth. Gotta get this shit twisted and washed. But anyway, moving on from that, at the end of the, you know, when Blanca was in the hospital, she was talking to Nurse Judy, and then Damon pops up. I loved it when he ran over there to her and was kissing her and hugging her. You know, he telling her about him being up in, you know, over there traveling the world with Malcolm Loren and Malcolm McLaren, and you know he wants him to choreograph his next video, and he done took the House of Evangelista International. He's a house father now. I said, all right, Damon. Okay, Damon doing it big out there, living his life. Blanca gets out. It's time for the ball. You know, it basically 3 houses: the House of Pandavas, ooh, House of Winter and the House of Ferocity. Okay, when they did the voguing, Lamani came out there for the House of Ferocity. She was Florida Ferocity. Go Lamani. I remember the first time. I hope I'm saying her name right, but if I'm not, I apologize. But you know exactly who I'm talking about. The one who won tonight. Okay, Florida Ferocity. The first time that I ever seen her was Best Dance Crew, on the earlier seasons of Best Dance Crew, and she came out there and did the damn thing, bitch, and it's been going up ever since for her. I'm so proud of her. You know, she won. They did the one when they was in the evening wear. Jasmine won for the House of Winter. Oh, what other category did they do? The mothers of the house, Lulu lost to Elektra, even though I feel like Lulu should have won. But okay, it was realness or something like that. But that was that. And then they did they was gonna do the whole scene with and I love when Lamani came out there, and when she won, she was like, "This is for my house mother, Candy." I said, "Oh, you know, that was cute." Shout out to Candy. I forgot to say that Candy made an appearance in last week's episode in that car, but that's what's up. I'm looking forward to American Horror Story just to see what her character is gonna bring, but I know it's gonna be good. Period. Moving on. Pray Tell gets up there. No, Blanca, no, Elektra gets up there and started talking about how, well, no, before that, y'all like, girl, get it right. I am. Damon was taking Elektra to the ball, and not Elektra, but Blanca to the ball. All these damn names, y'all. I'm tired. That's all. Taking Blanca to the ball. She's in a wheelchair. She got dismissed, and from the hospital. And she needed to go home in a wheelchair because she's still trying to catch her breath and get back on track. You know, she's okay for the most part. It's a lot trying to get your body to recover from having pneumonia. That takes a lot out of people. And so she got a little surprise up her skin, up her sleeve, what she gonna do at the ball or whatever. And so they do Candy's refrain, which is them lip syncing or what. And she comes through, and all you heard, Pray Tell was speaking on. First of all, Electra won Mother of the House. Okay, we get that. Pray Tell gets in the middle of trying to do the announcement for Candy's refrain, okay, and then at this point, this is when Poppy come up there to whisper something to his ear, and then he start taking the doing a little introduction for Blanca, and Blanca, all of a sudden you hear Whitney Houston's Star Spangled Banner, which she sang at the Super Bowl, and then you see the two flags, the pride flag and another flag, and they moved it away, and Blanca is sitting there in a similar tracksuit or some similar 80s wear that Whitney Houston would wear with the similar bob and all that, and she's lip singing to the Star Spangled Banner, and she do that halfway through, and then she gets up, she strips down, she got this red jumpsuit on underneath, bodysuit or whatever on underneath. It was really cute, and they was going up for her. It was a nice moment. I liked that. And then they finally do when they was gonna switch roles, and you got Electra up there being Pray Tell, being the commentator, reading everybody. So the man comes out, Ricky comes out as Janet Jackson. He was okay. He was okay. He still was a little butchy, but he did what he had to do. And then the three guys that be with Pray Tell, they came out as like a little singing group, and they was both individually judged. It was funny. And then Lemire, he came out and he did what he had to do. Cubby did what he had to do, but Lemire won, of course, grand prize. Because he was a little bit more confident in his, he didn't really look like a woman, but he just he gave it all, okay, and it was like a natural fit for him. Pray Tell was peeking out the thing in the back, and he didn't know if he was gonna come out, but then he came out, and he was a little shy first, and then he got into it, and that's when Ricky was like, "That's my baby." I said, "Okay." Get out of here with that. So they gave it up, and they was scoring, and one Pray Tell got all tens except for Miss Kiki, the House of Pendorbis. She was like, payback, bitch. That's what it is. Payback is a bitch. Okay, I had to get you back, Pray. And I loved it when Electra was calling up the women to actually do the judging, and she was like, "Come judge for me." Come judge for me. I was loving it. I was loving it. But moving on, at the end when they was all leaving, I just really want to get to this scene real quick, because this is how I felt like it was a full circle moment, or it was like history was about to repeat itself. And he kept on telling Blanca that she needs to get some new children. That's what she needs to do. Fill her house up. Okay. All your children are grown, and they're doing what they have to do, and that shows that you was a good mother. And we all know that she would have won House Mother of the Year again. What's that? Anyway, so it was these two kids that was outside, and they're both 14 years old, named Quincy and Blanca. Quincy and Chris. And I misspoke on the name because, you got Blanca questioning them, asking what they're from. They've been in New York and down at the pier, sleeping and stealing, and, dumpster diving and doing whatever they have to do to make money. They've only been there for a month. They come from Denver. And you see a little fair skin. She looked like she could be a little Latina or just a little light skinned girl. And then you see little Quincy, he's a little dark skinned girl. Then you see Pray Tell come out. And I'm sitting here like, wow. So Quincy is like a little Pray Tell. And Blanca is, Chris is like a little Blanca. I was like, look at this. And he was so fascinated with Pray Tell Quincy. I was like, this is really nice. And they went and got them food. And that's just basically how the episode ended. This was a cute season. Y'all tell me how y'all felt about this. And yeah, what do you guys think gonna happen in season 3? Any prediction? Any relationship prediction? Who you think gonna last? Who you think gonna break up? What you think gonna happen? Put down in the comments. Let's discuss. Let's have fun. And I'll see y'all later. Peace.